Hi everybody, I'm Janae and welcome back here to my channel at Activating Interconnection, where we talk about all kinds of different things ranging from mental health to spirituality, basically anything that can help us to connect more deeply with our own inner guidance system. And today I want us to talk specifically about my little dog, as well as the connection to wonderment, surprise, releasing worry, anxiety, and the power of choice. All right, so that's a lot to cover here in this short amount of time together. But I want to talk specifically about what I was really inspired to share when I was watching my little dog. You know, and I'll just give you a picture of him. All right, he is an 11.5-pound white Maltese, and he's 16.5 years old now. He does not act like it at all. Sometimes he acts like he's still just a puppy or, just a couple of years old. And he prances around the world like he just owns everything in sight. He has no idea that he's just one of the smallest things around when we're out walking. And when we're at home, he does this cute thing where I'll leave the room for a while. I'll leave him alone. He's hanging out in the living room. I go somewhere else, and I'll be gone for a little bit of time. And then all of a sudden, I turn the corner, and I come back into his space again. And he goes, ah! And his ears go down. And he's like, she was gone. Now she's here. Where'd she come from? Okay, and then I leave again. and then eventually I come back around again and he does that surprise, that wonderment, and that surprise again. This happens every time, and it's so cute. It is just the most adorable thing and the thing that I started to realize when I was watching him is that this little guy is so in this present moment that me just simply re-entering his now moment, his existence, fills him up with this excitement and this surprise, because he's not really thinking about the fact that I'm just around the corner. I'm just in the next space. I haven't left or gone that far or been gone for very long if I had to leave the house, right? And then that got me thinking about how we enter this world. When we come into the world as babies, we have this constant sense of wonder. Our eyes are all big, and we're taking in the vastness of everything around us. It's all so exciting and new. And then somewhere along the lines, all of that excitement, all of that natural sense of wonder, all of that natural sense of surprise that we have just got sucked right out or programmed right out of us. There might be a few lucky ones of you watching this video right now who perhaps were able to retain some of that natural wonderment and surprise, and some of you who maybe along the way were able to regain it and reconnect with it. And then there are those of us who, just felt like, oh man, it's just gone forever. I already know what's coming, how life is going to be, how it was, what's all happening. There's like that sense of wonderment and surprise just got completely squashed and diminished over years and years of being taught that that's not the way we're supposed to be, or that's just being conditioned out of us. And instead being taught that, how we are supposed to be is being worried constantly about what might be coming up in the future, even if we don't know if that thing that we're worried about is actually going to happen or not. We're just going to spend our time worrying about it instead, because that's where we need to put our energy. Or spending our time worrying about or thinking about or ruminating over something that's already taken place in the past that we can't go back and physically change because it's already done. However, for some of us in the world, we might be thinking about it over and over and over again. Somehow, if I just think about it enough, then maybe I can time travel back and I can somehow change the experience that happened, or I can change what I said, or this person can change, or I can make them change. I can do something about it, if I think about it enough. The same thing about worrying in the future. If I just happen to worry enough, then I can stop that thing that I'm worried about from ever taking place. Instead of being like that little dog who is literally so much in this present that just simply me coming around the corner provokes a level of excitement and surprise within him and brings up some happiness, and his tail starts wagging and stuff. And so I then started to think about, how can we as human beings start to just starting to release that conditioning. I mean, really, when we're talking about connecting more deeply with ourselves and, changing programming that we've been experiencing for many, many years, that we reinforce. Not only do we reinforce it for ourselves, but also we reinforce it to each other. I mean, if we're just going to be honest about it, the fact of the matter is the programming that we learn, we also will often offload onto other people. And so I started to think about, okay, what's just a beginning step to start to undo that and let that go, so that maybe we can connect more with our own natural state, the natural state of that constant state of wonderment and excitement and surprise that a baby has, And I started thinking, I was like, well, we could be like that puppy dog, that elderly puppy dog, 16-and-a-half-year-old puppy dog, right? Who, no matter what, everything is a new thing. It's a new smell, a new surprise, a new something around the corner. Even if he's been down the same street 100 times, it's still new. There's still something new there for him to learn about and explore. And to start to do that, one of the things to do is to make the conscious choice that we're going to start to do that. You're going to hear me talk a lot on this channel about choice, because I really feel that there's a lot that comes down to us making choices. So us being able to decide that today, just right now, in this very second, I'm going to choose to not believe that I know what's going to happen in 2 minutes. And I'm going to choose not to be worried about what happened 5 minutes ago when I recorded this video before and it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. Because that's what happened 5 minutes ago. But I'm going to choose. I'm going to consciously choose in each moment to reconnect with that inner child, that inner sense of wonderment and surprise that I carried with me into this world as a baby and a small child, or that I see reflected back to me when I look at other babies and children and animals. Or if you have an animal yourself, being able to observe them and be like, oh, how can I be more like this little creature that's in my home? Or how can I be more like, a child I see playing with their friends, or a baby who I see exploring and taking in the world for the first time. And allowing yourselves to do that little by little. Just, again, one moment at a time. Because one of the things that us adult humans like to do is be like, I've been this way forever, though, Janae. I can't change all of this overnight. Well, no, you're not going to change it all overnight. You're not even living all of those other years yet. You're only living right now. So changing it right now means making the choice right now to pay attention to allowing yourself to be in a state of wonderment and surprise until it starts to become a more natural thing and you're doing it more and more and more without having to consciously tell yourself that you're doing it. Now, you can put Post-it notes up if you want. You can put billboards up. You can put it on your phone. You can do whatever you want to help to remind you, hey, that's just a thought I just had. You could actually put a timer on your phone if you wanted to, like every 15 minutes, be like, don't forget about wonder. Don't forget about surprise. Don't forget about excitement. How can you carry that with you right now? So, there's so much more that I know I'll talk about with this in the future, but I want to wrap up this video for now and just let you start to practice just moment by moment. Even if your day starts off and you pour coffee on yourself and you step in some dog do or whatever, and you've already decided that now your day is going to be shot because these things happened, how can you then make the choice, be like, you know what, I poured coffee on myself and I step in the dog do and I'm going to choose to be aware of the fact that I don't actually know what's around the corner next. I don't know if my day is shot. I don't know what I'm going to encounter. So how can I still be excited for the fact that there might be some things that perhaps my day isn't shot. Maybe some good things will still happen throughout the day. Or maybe some things that I find exciting or fulfilling will still happen throughout the day, despite the fact that I poured coffee on myself and stepped in the dog do. that does not have to carry over to the rest of my day. But that's, if we're being honest and realistic with ourselves, that is something that we as humans tend to do, is to say, this one thing happened here, so I'm just going to carry it with me the rest of the day, because that's what, for some reason, I'm thinking I'm supposed to do. Dogs don't do that. Cats, well, okay, cats is another breed. Really young kids don't do that. Right? Because they're right here, right now. So, anyway, I encourage you just to try out making that choice to be in this present moment, one moment at a time, allowing yourself to experience wonder and excitement around every corner and stuff, and see what happens to come your way. Feel free to share with us in the comments, if this is something you try out and what you learned. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. In the meantime, you take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.